And this is from Chelsea, and Enzo Fernandez and his agent have apologised to Chelsea for comments that he made whilst he was on international duty in Argentina. Now, Fernandez said in interviews that he would welcome living in Madrid, leaving the door open to moving to Real Madrid in the summer. No talks have been held about selling Fernandez. He has got a Chelsea contract until 2032. The head coach, Liam Rosenior, announced last Friday that Fernandez would not be in the squad for 2 matches, so Port Vale last Saturday and Manchester City on Sunday. Real Madrid will sign a midfielder this summer, and Fernandez is one of their targets. He's valued at more than £100 million, but Chelsea are not trying to sell the player. He is one of the players seeking improved terms, but his cause will not have been helped by the comments that he made in Argentina. But Fernandez and his agent have apologised to Chelsea for those comments made. So we'll bring you any developments on that, of course. Dean, I wanted to ask you about this. Do you think that's the right thing, that they've apologised to the club?
Yeah, rightly so. I mean, to come out so freely with the comments that he made, he's fallen into that trap that many players fall into, which is behind the scenes when there are talks and rumours. As players, as agents, let's not all be naive enough to think there isn't stuff going on in the background. And he's ultimately fallen foul of maybe a rumour, or maybe more than that, of what might happen next season, what the options could be. And he's come out and said some comments he certainly shouldn't have done, and he's gone very, very early on that. And, you know, he's had the captain's armband on for a lot of the season. So you are that role model leading Chelsea, who paid a hell of a lot of money for him. He's on a fantastic contract as well. And so, rightly so, he should have to come out and apologise to his teammates, to the club and to the supporters.
Does it feel almost like Liam Rosenior may have won in this situation? You know, what did you make of the fact that he banned Fernandez for 2 games? You know, this is a big one coming up on Sunday against Manchester City. There has been a bit of, you know, mixed opinions on how he's treated the situation. What did you make of it?
He can't win. He can't win. He doesn't want one of his best players not to be involved, but at the same time he's trying to make a stand to the rest of the players that this is our captain that has made comments, and it simply isn't acceptable. And no matter the importance of games coming up, I have to make a point to the rest of the squad. Of course, Cucurella is one of those that has also made comments, and that's another situation, of course. But I feel for Liam Rosenior because he's having to deal with this in the way that he feels fit to do so. But he was never going to win in this situation.
2 senior players as well in Cucurella and Fernandez speaking out a bit differently between them both. But as a new head coach, does it feel like Rosenior needs to put his foot down and make it clear his intentions if this kind of behaviour goes on?
I think it's really important if players do come out and speak the way that they have done, that he makes a point that it's not okay. I think ultimately it's him that takes the brunt of the criticism if the team aren't playing well. It's not the players. The players can shuffle away and hide if they want to. It's the manager that's got to front up constantly that will take the brunt of that. And so he is going to, however his Chelsea career goes as a manager there, he'll look back and think, do you know what, at least I've done it my way with how I think things should be done, how the way that players at this football club under my management should act. At least then he can go, well, no, I've done that in the proper way, how I see fit. However Chelsea fans see Fernandez not being involved or not, I think that's strength from a manager. That's what I would want to see from my manager, because other players will look around, and if you let that go, other players then think, well, OK, he's weak. They do. That's how players would look at that situation.
OK. And in terms of Fernandez, as you say, Chelsea spent a lot of money on him. Can you see why he's wanted by Real Madrid?
Yes, yeah. I mean, he's a terrific player. Obviously, an international, and a successful international at that, of course. I think there is leadership there, not in this, obviously, but I have seen leadership in the games in terms of wanting to take control of the games in front, in terms of not hiding in games, certainly. And he's got a huge amount of quality, and he's still quite young. So of course, I can understand why he will constantly, and you are selfish as a player, you constantly want to better yourself, you want to get to the highest level you can and win the best trophies. So there is always going to be a selfishness, but there's a right way of doing things, and he's just got caught up in thinking, because there's pressure maybe from other clubs, from his agent, you as a player are the one that's got to front that, and I think he's made the wrong choice in saying something certainly so early.